Hello and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the Lotus Emira from Hot Wheels. This will be the final 2022 new casting that I review, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it and see if this one is worth adding to your collection. Let's go ahead and get started with the casting itself. Alright, so as we said, this is a brand new casting for 2022. And just taking a quick look at it, our proportions are pretty good, pretty realistic. They are perhaps a touch squished, I'd say. Maybe a little bit too short, and maybe a little bit too tall. It's especially noticeable up here. But honestly, it's really not that bad. It's pretty much what one would expect from a Hot Wheels, especially. All right, moving on. So we have our die-cast body and everything. And then our roof is actually plastic. And they gave it this nice texturing, which is good because you can't see into it quite as easily as you could on, say, like the Avaya casting. If we start up front and make our way to the back, we have our vents casted in up front, all these little intakes and such. They look really good. We have these vents, kind of slits, I guess, on the front hood, casted in and look really, really nice. On the side here, all of this is casted in. This vent here, it leads to a piece of the interior to give it that intake look. And then we have this skirt here, which is a piece of the base in plastic. Moving on to the rear section here, we kind of have the deck lid casted in. And we have these little teeny tiny vents in the window, actually a part of it, which look fantastic. We even have our gas cap is casted in here. On the tail section here, we've got these kind of vents casted in, and then we have our exhaust and diffuser section is all a piece of the base, and overall it really looks nice, especially for a mainline model. There's a lot of just casted in details, which kind of brings it out and just makes it look really good. For our paint and deco, we've got this nice blue. I forget the exact blue that this is called, but I do know that this is an official color for the Emira. So it looks really, really nice. I think this is probably, outside of maybe yellow, this is the best color they could have gone with for the first release. I think it looks good. And then our roof up here, as we mentioned in the casting section, is kind of a blacked out kind of a look, which is an option that you can get on the Emira, is like the two-tone color that you see. Sometimes the Ferrari 458 had it a lot. You could get the blacked out roof and then the body, main body, a different color. But yeah, that's an option you can do on the Emira, and so that's kind of the look that Hot Wheels decided to go with, and I think it looks great. So for our details section, if we start up front and make our way to the back, we do have headlight tampos, and we have a Lotus logo right up front. These look really nice. It is important to note that these are tampos though, so it's always possible that we could get this release without those, and that would be extremely unfortunate. And then we don't really have much detailing on the side as far as like tampo work and anything like that. It's all casted details, which we've already covered. On the back section, though, we do have a taillight strip looking fantastic. And we even have the word Lotus on there, the back as well. So that looks really good as well. And then our wheels, we have these, I think they're the Trap 5 wheels as they're called, which are accurate to the real-life wheels that are an option on the Emira. So I'm not particularly upset that they chose these wheels, although I will say I wish they had blacked them out like they did on the Avaya, because they don't look as accurate to the real-life wheels when they're kind of in this chrome spec. They look a lot more accurate when they're blacked out, which is why I went ahead and did that with one of mine. And I think they look a lot nicer and just enhances the overall look a lot more when you black them out. Makes it look more realistic as well. So for our roll test, it's a Hot Wheels mainline. Of course it rolls, and it rolls really well. For our pros and cons, first big pro is at the moment, this is the only 1/64th-ish scale Emira that there is. So if you want an Emira in 1/64th-ish scale, I'm going to say it's probably not 1/64th scale. I'm going to say it's probably closer to like 1 56th scale is typically what we get with Lotus castings in particular from most brands, so that they kind of still fit in the range of the typical Hot Wheel and such. But there is one coming from Welly, so when that one releases, we'll have to look at it and see if it's any better. The other big pro is, being a mainline, you get the $1.25-ish price tag, depending on where you get it. And for all the casted details that we got on this one, that's really not that bad. For our cons department, though, we do have two big cons. First off is the chrome Trap 5 wheels. Like I said, these are accurate in shape to the real-life Emira wheels. However, when they've got the chrome coating on them, they don't look accurate. Simply black them out, though. You can do this on yours with an Expo marker in about 5 minutes. So take an Expo or a dry erase marker, color your wheels, and then take I use just a simple tissue, you can use a cloth or something, and just wipe it off. And repeat that process until, ta-da, the chrome has come off of the wheels. The other big con, though, that we have to talk about is every single one of these has scuffs on the window in this particular section. Every single one. I picked up quite a few of these, searching for ones that didn't have this scuffing, and it's there on every single one, and from what I can tell, it is just a result of the shape of the blister that Hot Wheels used with this particular release. It has kind of an indentation that comes down and rubs on the window section here, which is extremely annoying. For some size comparisons, here we have it with the other big new Lotus that was released this year, the Lotus Emira, and the Matchbox Lotus Evora. And here we have it with some Lotus Exige models, with the Matchbox Lotus Exige and the Tomica Lotus Exige RGT. And here we have it with the Tomica Lotus Elise and the Tomica Lotus 311. And finally, here it is with some other sports cars you might have in your collection, with the Matchbox Audi TT RS and the Hot Wheels Porsche 911 GT3. Alright, so it's time to give my final thoughts. Overall, I'm going to give the Hot Wheels Lotus Emira a 9.5 out of 10. So I'm a massive Lotus fanboy. If you've ever followed anything of mine, you'll know that already. I was extremely hyped for this release, and I think it came out really good, about as good as I could honestly expect it to come out as a mainline. I'm not a huge fan of the chrome on the wheels, as we said, and I do think that the blisters need to be redesigned to stop this scuffing on the windshield. But other than that, the wheels are an easy fix, so I'm absolutely thrilled with this release. And if it's one that you haven't picked up yet, I think you should honestly pick it up, because it's really nice. That's all I have for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model, and I will see you in the next video.